I called Cam, I was like, yo, man, I just got fired. Whatever you need me to do, I need tell me what to do and I'll do it.
I'm trippin', constantly thinking about you. She's recording. Dude, my hair looks really, really cute up
it's
front.
alright.
And hey!
You see how you do me?
Touche.
So we're back on your channel.
We are back. It's your girl, Dar, and we have...
Your boy Jay Ross.
He's wearing his merch.
AKA Jay Ross. AKA
Head at.
Oh.
Head at. So today I had an idea. I wanted to talk about going on tour, and I think that a lot of us, you and I both, we have friends who are artists.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We know people who do music,
Yep.
who do creative things.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, you've talked to me about your tour before.
Mm-hmm.
And it's honestly just inspired me, and I just wanted you to tell your story.
Oh my heart, I'm more than happy to tell a story from our previous video that we've done, or if you already know who I am, for those who do not, my name is Jay Ross. Everybody just calls me Jay. I'm an artist, filmmaker, vlogger, / YouTuber.
He does it all. He's a modern renaissance man.
Yeah, I try to do it all. Mainly I'm an artist, I do music. Right now I'm just out here trying to make it a living. So still in the beginning stages of that part of my life, my journey, that chapter. Since I was a kid, I knew that music was my passion. The furthest that I can take it back is, I can't think of the exact age, but my first inspiration of wanting to be an artist came from watching a Goofy movie. And the artist in the movie's name is Powerline. So if y'all know who Powerline is from a Goofy movie, take it way back, early 90s.
Classic.
I want to be like Powerline. Like it being like 10-ish is when I started being introduced to rappers, and my cousins would be listening to hip hop, and that's when I would kind of get really inspired, like, oh, I want to be cool like these guys. And
Yes.
so I would start, like fake rapping and thinking that I can rap and trying all this nonsense out. I started like recording like on cassette tapes, just real basic, real shitty quality. Oh my God, is your channel PG?
No, go ahead.
Okay, my channel is far from PG. So I went from cassette tape recording to recording on like a small computer mic that people would use for like webcams and shit. And then I went from there to a USB mic. And after that, I got my first real mic at like 16. That recorded nothing but mixtapes until I think I was like 21 or 22 whenever I put out my first album, which is already famous yet.
Wow.
And so, yeah, I've been doing this forever. This feels like I'm barely getting my beginning stages, but a lot of people
it
don't
takes
know.
time, and it's one of those things
Yeah,
where it's for
it really is.
longevity. It's
For
not
sure.
an instant success. And
Yeah.
like people say, it's a marathon, not a sprint with whatever you're trying to do in life.
No. Even though I've been doing music since I was pretty much a kid, like I feel like I'm barely getting to my beginning stages of like my career, which is dope. It's like refreshing.
When did you take your first tour? When did you
My
go on your first tour?
My first tour was, I filmed it. I didn't even actually get booked to perform because I had my own company to film. Cam actually booked my
Shout
team.
out to Cam.
Shout out to my dude Cam Squad. And on that tour, one of the stops, an artist didn't show up for their time slot. And so Cam was like, yo man, do you have your music? Do you want to perform? And Cam had never seen me
So
perform.
you were put on the spot?
Yeah. Cam had
He was
never
put
seen
on
me
the
perform yet.
spot.
Yeah. It was,
Damn, dude.
again, we had just met. So he knew that I did music. He'd never seen me on stage. And he was like, do you have something? And I was like, shit, I got a little something. So I gave him a USB drive. They gave it to the DJ. And I went on stage, I performed. And that was when Cam was like, what the fuck did I just watch? Like, hold the phone. And we finished that tour. And it was just a Texas tour. So we were there. It was like a 5-6 city tour or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, that was my first tour. And then my second tour was with this artist formerly known as Kid Evo. He goes by Renee now. He's out of San Marcos. Dope R&B artist.
Shout out to Renee.
Yeah, and him and the company he was working with, Mixie, they booked that tour. and Airborne and Mixie had a partnership at the time.
Airborne is his company.
Yeah, Airborne is my company logo. So product placement. And so got brought on to go film, but we made a deal where instead of hiring onto film, let's put J. Ross on the tour. And that was my first like official tour where I was actually an artist. And I felt like the man. Like I was like, oh, this is legit. At the time, I had a job, like an official day job. So
full-time, part-time?
Full-time, like
full-time.
And that's when shit started to get real, when it started to hit me, because everybody's telling me like, okay, cool, you're on tour, but what happens when you have to stay on tour? What happens if somebody on tour you meet is like, hey, I want to book you for a tour, let's continue going. You gonna say no?
So briefly walk us through what happened last year.
Yeah.
And how you landed it.
Last year, February 11th, 2019, never forget it, at approximately 11:47 p.m. This is a holiday for me. So it was the day that I actually got fired from my job. It wasn't funny at that time, but it's definitely an applause now.
And now this is where we look back and we
for
laugh.
Sure. I got let go from my job. I remember driving home and I called Cam on my way home. And I was like, yo, my dude, I just got fired. And he was like, no way. I got pushed off the cliff. And instead of me jumping,
walking towards
I was like walking and I was like staring
at, like looking at how he
I was getting ready to jump, yo. I was like, all right. And somebody was like, bitch. So I called Cam, I was like, yo, man, I just got fired. Whatever you need me to do, I need you to tell me what to do and I'll do it. And he's like, well, we got to get you on tour. How much money do you have? And I was like, not a lot, but however much you need, I will find a way to get it. Just tell me what we need and what we need to do, and I'll figure it out. I don't have anything to lose at this point. So he started emailing people and was like, yo, I got an artist who's ready to get on tour. We got in connects with some people and they just kind of ghosted us, so that didn't really work out. And then I started emailing people as well. So every artist I would see on Instagram, I would just, oh, are they going on tour? I check their website. Okay, I'm gonna email them. I'm gonna find their manager. I'm gonna message them on Instagram. So every artist, I at least had 3 ways to hit them up: DMs, email, and then I would contact their manager via DM and email. So everybody and I must have sent out 100 plus emails, me and Cam together. Like May, Nick Jordan messaged me on Instagram.
So Nick Jordan, he's like our mutual friend. I actually met J. Ross at one of his shows here in Austin at Stubbs.
So I went to his website and he had a full-on US nationwide tour, and I'm just like, oh, hold up, wait, hold up, what the fuck? And so I just messaged him back and I was like, yo, dope song. I saw that you're going on tour. I have a little bit of funds that I can invest to help out if you have any slots for an opener. And he messaged me back and he was like, yo, reach out to my manager, my talent agency, and let's work something out. I was like, cool.
What parts did you go?
We started in Phoenix, then we did all of Texas, and we went up the US, and then we made our way to the East Coast, down the East Coast, and then back up to the Denver area, and we ended up in Salt Lake City, came back down to Texas. So yeah, it was like 22 cities or something like that. It was a journey. Me and Cam slept in the car. Every single day of tour is on my YouTube channel. I went to my bank and I was like, yo, I need $10,000. And they were like, okay, bet. I was like, fuck it. I'm going on tour and I'm probably gonna pay that off when I'm 50. So yeah, so that's my first US tour.
So how did you make your international tour happen? Because this is really like, this is
good. Yeah. Ironically, we contacted Jonas's manager before the US tour. And we're like, yo, cause I remember Cam hit me up, was like, yo, do you know who Jonas is? And I was just like, what the fuck? Yes, I do. But at first I was like, maybe he's not talking about the same Jonas I know, because nobody I know listens to Jonas. And they hit us back and they're like, yeah, we're planning an international tour for Europe in 2020. We made it official, we hit them up, got funds figured out. Not only am I going to tour overseas in Europe, completely different continent. I've never even been over there, but I'm going with my favorite artist, one of my favorite artists.
That's so freaking dope.
And so that's how that happened. And I just put all my chips on the table.
You went to Europe from what date to what date, and where'd you go?
Mid-January to the end of January. So we were gone for about 2.5 weeks. We went through Germany, Switzerland, France, London, Amsterdam, Vienna, Austria.
So what would be your advice to an artist right now listening, trying to figure out how they could get on tour without any experience of going on tour and all these things? What would you tell that artist?
Depending on how you want to do it, because again, nowadays there's so much access to get on tours and do whatever. Like more than anything is focus on the craft first. Get the music done first, make sure you have material, and then start marketing yourself, getting plays, getting streams, and getting a real following, and then start emailing. When I emailed managers and artists and they looked at us, I already played the part in the catalog. Everything's already there, like proof. But if you just do a bunch of local shows and just show that you can be on stage and you have a good stage presence, put that on your Instagram, socials.
Yes.
And so when they search you and they see like, okay, cool, he has something.
Wow. So before even really thinking about getting on tour, perfect your craft.
Yeah.
Build your brand, build a following.
Yeah.
And then just really focus on the marketing side.
Yeah, marketing and just have a rollout plan, especially because it's great if you can drop an album during tour. Merch is very important because you have to be able to make money on tour to get you by. Like, even if you're not going to profit, if you don't have merch, like, that's what saved my ass in the US tour. If you're not passionate about it, then it's not going to be worth it to you. If you're not determined, then you're not going to take that jump. And if you're not committed, then you're not going to stick with it. But there's actually no better feeling than proving yourself right and actually proving to yourself that you can do it. Because it doesn't matter what other people think. They're going to live their lives however they're going to.
Yeah, and it's about
anyway.
what you think about yourself and how you feel about yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what you're comfortable with settling with. If I was a kid, like, I knew that I could do it. I knew that I could be on tour like these big artists. I knew that I could do this. And the only thing that was stopping me this entire time was myself. Just go all in.
Anyone can do it.
Just go for it.
Wow.
Just go all in. You won't regret it because at least you can say you did it and at least you know now.
So to wrap this video,
Wrap it up.
This is probably going to be a long video. This is probably
I know, I talk a lot, y'all. My
But
bad.
it's fine because
My fault.
I learned stuff from it. And I hope that it also enlightened you out there.
Yeah, for sure.
And I want to know from you guys, what are some things that you're currently watering right now when it comes to hobbies? Things that you are building for yourself. Comment down below and tell your story.
Also in the comments below, please let us know if pineapple belongs on pizza or not.
It does!
Because it doesn't.
It does!
Because it does not.
Pineapples
It does not. So
belong
leave
on
in the
pizza.
comments.
And
I'm trying to see something.
Ham.
I'm trying to see something. So let us know in the comments below.
I'm gonna put a poll on Instagram.
We gonna see.
I will see you guys next video.
Hey.
Bye.